to welcome all of you and to talk about what we're here today. And I thought that we'd talk about evolution. Now, it really doesn't matter whether you're from the creationism camp or the Darwinism camp. I think we could all agree that as people, we change. We evolve. We're not the same people that we were 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Cultures change and evolve. Businesses change and evolve. And in fact, markets change and evolve. So I'm going to ask you, how many people over here have ever heard of or used Salesforce as their CRM system? Show of hands. So most of you. And I think most of us would think of Salesforce as the #1 leading world dominator of the CRM, customer relationship management software market. If you go back 25 years ago, this is the logo you would know. Siebel. Tom Siebel founded a company called Siebel and was the leader in the CRM market. In fact, 25 years ago, Siebel had 45% market share of that market. But as a product, it really didn't do what we needed it to do. As a product, it was owned by IT. It was something that people used as a database or a repository of kind of what the pipeline is. And pipeline, sales pipeline, was really just a vanity metric. It was a thing that people talked about, but it wasn't something that you could really rely on, because salespeople used to keep the little books and have all their stuff written down and only used to send up to corporate the information that they wanted them to know. Of course, sales guys like to be heroes, and they wanted to hold something back to always surprise at the end of the month or the end of the quarter. Mark Benioff changed all that. What Mark Benioff understood was when you turn software into an operational system, into a place where people want to use it and see value in using it every single day to get their jobs done, they actually will do just that. And so people understood that their leads have to come into Salesforce. Their contacts have to be in Salesforce. Their calendar has to be synced with Salesforce. And then you got transparency. And that transparency created accuracy. And that accuracy created predictability, and it turned it into an operational system. I think, when I think about our market that we're all in, that market intelligence or competitive intelligence market, it's not new. We didn't invent it, just like Mark Benioff didn't invent CRM. Market intelligence and competitive, even digital market intelligence, has been around for 20 years. I used to be the CFO of a company called shopping.com. And 20 years ago, we used to use and subscribe to Nielsen Net Ratings, to ComScore, and to Hitwise, all three of them. And what did we use them for? Their product was actually a report that came out once a month showing the top 50, top 100 websites globally and in a region. It was really, again, a vanity metric. Who's #1? And we used it in all of our promotional materials and marketing materials, probably like many of you do, just to say, hey, we're #1 in this market, you should do business with us. And that question of where did we rank higher changed from month to month. So sometimes we cited ComScore, sometimes we cited Hitwise. We didn't usually use Nielsen Net Ratings, but I think I remember once or twice where we did use them as well. Because for us, all it was who's going to say that we rank higher or that we're #1. I think we as an industry, about 5 years ago, and if you think about your relationship with SimilarWeb, how our product has changed over that time, 5 years ago we realized that market intelligence is a little more than just some vanity metric. Market intelligence is a way that you could benchmark yourself against your industry, against your competition, by market, by segment, by product. There are ways that you could benchmark yourself. And that was great, because benchmarking gave you data. What it failed to give you was what should I do about it? How do I improve that? And I think that's where we are today. The holy grail of market intelligence is not just to say who's number one. It's not only about benchmarking what you do versus what your competitors do. The holy grail is when we take that data, we gain the insights, we craft a strategy, and we operationalize it. We put it into practice, and we actually execute based on that. And that's when we see the magic. That's when we see the impact that it can have on growing our businesses. You know, as Shira said, we've been doing these events all over the globe. And we're going to hear some great presentations today, and from folks like Leendert and Megan, and we've got some other experts and members of our customer advisory board, and Ned and Chris, Tom. We have so many people here who have great stories to share and great learnings and best practices to share with all of you. I want to tell you the story about Jason Simon. Jason is the director of product at LendingTree. LendingTree is a marketplace, if you will, where consumers looking for loans and lenders, banks and mortgage brokers and whatnot, could come together and find the best loan or credit product that they're looking for. One of their top competitors is a company called Credit Karma. And Credit Karma, about 2 years ago, had launched an additional product enabling you to link up your bank account with their credit product. And suddenly everybody's starting to do the catch-up game. Wait a second, they released a feature. Should we release the same feature? But we have a pipeline and a product roadmap, but do we got to change it to keep up with the Joneses? How many of you have ever had that discussion in your company? Huh? Nobody, right? That's just me. Okay, I see the hands down. So everybody has that challenge. And suddenly there was an initiative saying, pause, we should really check and change as they got ready to reset the roadmap. Should we reprioritize and keep up and try and create a similar product? Jason was a SimilarWeb customer. And Jason said, you know, we got to make data-driven decisions. And data tells the story. And I want to actually look and see whether this high-flying new initiative, new product, new feature that Credit Karma had issued actually was something that customers wanted and customers used. And so what he did is he used SimilarWeb. And he was able to track, using SimilarWeb, how many visits were actually going to that section of their website. And then what he monitored over time was actually how the position of that product, the navigation, actually changed from a home page to a secondary page to a tertiary page to the point where it got into what I call the graveyard of websites where you really can't find the page at all. It's somewhere buried down there. And what he came back with was said, guys, this is going to be a mistake. Consumers don't want to mix those two things. Consumers are not using it. We should not reprioritize our program. We should not reprioritize our pipeline. This is going to be a money loser for us. And he succeeded in convincing people. And instead, what they saw was that ultimately Credit Karma removed that feature from their product. They, in parallel, released a different product. I can't tell you which one, because the savings and the ROI that he saw on that single decision was measured in millions of dollars. And saving on developing the wrong feature, and on the flip side, developing the right feature. And that's the power of market intelligence. Because you see, market intelligence is not just numbers. See, market data tells the truth. Market insights make us smarter. And if you ask me, that's why we call it market intelligence. So if I get back a second to our evolution, all of us here in this room are part of this evolution. We were the pioneers. You, Falco, all of us here are part of that pioneering group who understood that market intelligence is not just a vanity metric. It's something that we could use to impact the operations, impact the revenues, impact the efficiency, and impact the profitability of our businesses. And you guys are doing it every single day. The rest of our transformation and evolution here is to take that and proliferate it throughout all of our businesses, throughout the global entities that some of you are part of. We see that happening already with so many of you, and we're going to hear some of those stories here today. But we are all part of doing that. As Shira mentioned, we've got so many different experts here from a wide range of industries, a wide range of countries, and a wide range of professions who are here today. Each one of you has your own perspective, your own success story. Let's use this time to connect, to share the learnings, to be able to continue our evolution and dramatically impact our businesses. I want to end with this last slide. Jeff Bezos is one of those guys I really admire. Not only because he was the first guy to make it to $1 trillion valuation, but he has this strategy, it's famous, I think now, that he talks about his day one strategy. What does day one mean? When we start a new job, a new role, a new initiative, a new project, work with a new company, think up of a new idea, we have that passion, that excitement, that exuberance that we bring to what we are starting to do. And the reality is, it's no different than if you think about your kids, when they open up the presents on Christmas morning, everybody, or almost everybody, likes what they got in the box. And that new toy excitement is what drives us. But day two comes along, a week later, a month later, and we kind of get into a routine. And a routine is a bad thing. Because routine means you've lost your edge, you've lost your excitement, you've lost your commitment. And that's what Jeff Bezos talks about. He says every day is day one. Every day we have to bring that passion, that excitement, that exuberance to what we're doing. And if we do that as businesses, and we focus on the things that matter, our customers will feel more passion, our customers will be more loyal, and will be more successful. I say that to all of us here today. Today is day one. It's the first time that we're doing this level of event and this style of event here in London. I saw and I heard the excitement as people were coming in. We've got standing room only over here, and that's unbelievable for us. We have so many of you who are part of that expert community, the pioneers of this transformation that we're doing. And with that, I say tomorrow, when we all go back to our companies and we go back to our teams, tomorrow is also day one. We bring that passion, that excitement back to our teams and to continue that evolution as we drive this transformation. And so, on behalf of all of us here, I want to say thank you to all of you for coming and joining us on this journey, for being a part, and not only a passive participants, but very much active participants in our community. I thank you very much for your business, but more importantly, I thank you for the confidence and the trust that you have placed in us and in our company, and look forward to sharing this and many more day ones with you together. Thank you very much.